Hello, beauties. Thank you for taking a moment to tune in. I am Queen Fee. Let's just go ahead and hop into this message. This message is for my empaths. I decided to pull three cards so that we can do a quick message on what you need to know the most from Spirit. So, Spirit is asking you right now. The first card, let's look at trusting in the destiny. Um, the theme for this is trusting that empathy is a sacred gift, valuing our bodies, physical and spiritual senses, remembering that everything happens for a reason. The basic message of this painting is absolute trust in the process of the human experience. The woman depicted in the card has become one with her path and can even influence it by trusting in her life's purpose. A finger is placed on her throat and silences her, representing that the magic of our path and our power to influence it is something beyond the realm of words. The deeper meaning for this card is destiny is a difficult term because it implies that everything is running on its proper course and that the universe is unfolding exactly how it's meant to. This can be hard to accept when we have awareness of the world's horrors and suffering, not to mention the challenges we are faced with in our own lives. If quantum physics, which is after all science, is to be believed, everything in reality is unfolding at its own proper pace. We don't need to understand the reason for everything, but we must know, even in the darkest times, that there is some reason behind it. There is a purpose behind what we are experiencing, and there is a purpose to this life. Even when even when the going gets rough, it is a miracle to be alive and to be conscious. When we take a perspective of gratitude toward the gift of life, many of our personal issues can come into better perspective. So the actions for this card is by accepting life's difficulties, we can more easily align with the tail or universal flow of our personal dharma or purpose. Meditate on the concepts of destiny and life purpose, even if they don't entirely make sense. Empaths are natural healers. So much of our purpose revolves around assisting others on their paths while remaining holistically balanced ourselves. Think about ways you can become more balanced in your own life, whether it's physically, emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually. It's okay to not always understand where our lives are going, and it's okay to feel hopeless from time to time. The most important thing, though, is to continue trusting that there is a purpose to our existence. In time, all things will be revealed. Let's just keep buckled up for the ride while we do our best to create positive change. And that is a very beautiful card. The next card that we have is Alchemizing Confusion into Clarity. And the theme for this card is choosing to see life more objectively than subjectively, analyzing what is real versus what may be a product of overthinking, accepting that we do not need to know all of the answers immediately. And if you take a look at the imagery of this card's painting displays a person who is in desperate need of clarity. The image is both beautiful and warped, indicating a bridge between the damaged and the stable. Mental health comes into play with this card. The brightly shining eye symbolizes the inner struggle to invoke order during times of confusion and to realign our thoughts into a tidied up structure. The deeper meaning is this may indicate an urgent need to transform your mental state. If this card comes up, please consider talking to a therapist, a psychiatrist, or a trusted friend. Consider the necessity of self care as a way to combat emotional burnout. This card may also indicate a need to reconsider social situations and relationships, what is mutually beneficial and what is draining. We've all been there, dependent, anxious, on edge, panicked, and utterly confused about the what the heck is going on. For empaths, this panic state is often the result of emotional overload that results from the interplay of external emotional energies mixing with our inner emotional perceptions. We all deserve to be happy and healthy. It's ridiculously easy to give into the mind's hamster wheel of self sabotaging thinking, to become fixated on the drama of everyday life, to feel like we are perpetual victims of circumstances, but we aren't. Everything is a process. Our problem solving brains may trick us into believing the worst about ourselves and others, but this is ultimately our brains tricking us into inaccurate conclusions. So let's take action. Alchemizing feelings of confusion into clarity takes some time and humility. Bringing awareness to the emotions this card evokes, we are called to remember that confusion is a temporary state. We cannot become attached to any experience. This card reminds us that we may not have every piece of the puzzle, and reminds us to look before we leap and think before we speak. We don't need to know all the answers right away, and it's folly to think that we have all the answers, that we can fix everything. Before examining any situation or any other person, we must examine ourselves from the most objective viewpoint possible. Breathe, meditate, write things down. Take a step back and remember that we are not our minds. It is from this point that we can calm the mental storm and enter a state of realistic problem solving. The process of creating a list of issues and potential solutions can go a long way in drawing emotional energy from the body and into a more approachable, tangible form. Wow. And our last card is engaging with fears and doubts. And the essential theme for this card is accepting that fear and anxiety can aid in self development, questioning any thought or belief that may be self limiting, and remembering that we are never truly alone. In the imagery of this card, the dark woman in this painting understands that fears and doubts are only constructions of the mind. In the depths of herself, she understands that nothing can really threaten or harm her. When real dangers come her way, she will face them with courage and confidence. The deeper meaning is that every empath experiences days where we simply wish to disengage with the world and shut everything out. For some, this can manifest in ongoing depression or anxiety, even a desire to sleep and never wake up. We must not be ashamed of dark tides when they occur, because when we are on a journey toward understanding our deepest selves, self-forgiveness in the face of fear and emotional challenge is of utmost importance for personal evolution. Pulling this card is a reminder that the brain can be illusory, which can easily influence our emotions. As other cards in this deck affirm, just because we think something does not make it true, this is especially relevant when it comes to the views we hold about ourselves as the beautiful human beings that we are. Our empathic sensitivities are not meant to destroy us, but are meant to uplift the world, and that includes ourselves. It's not always easy, but practice makes perfect. It's healthy to consistently question our thoughts, yet it is unhealthy to constantly doubt them. The French term ennui describes an emotional state of listlessness, sorrow, and lack of excitement toward engaging with the world. Some call ongoing ennui a dark night of the soul, a term that has its roots in Christian mysticism. For empaths and other sensitive souls, ennui can come and go. It is our job not to give into sensations, but to simply feel them, experience them, and try to understand them. These feelings will pass. If they don't, it is very important to seek professional help. One perspective that can help combat ennui is a newer word in the English lexicon, sonder. In many ways, this is ennui's antithesis. Even though it sounds like somber, sonder is the positively overwhelming realization that everyone around us has their own story. Everyone has a complex inner landscape that has been formed through past experiences, past lives, environments, and unconscious elements. In many ways, embracing Sonder takes out our heads and helps alleviate loneliness. In this state, we can empathize with others as similar souls to ourselves. During those times that fear and self doubt overtake us, we can keep in mind that we are not alone and never have been. So, an action to take for this: if maintained for too long, the cloud of fear can begin to solidify, making it more difficult to break through. I've known many people to tackle this by safely taking a journey with the psychedelic, hallucinogen, empathogen, or other kind of shaman or a medicine person, specifically with the goal of realigning and bringing the pure self back to the surface. This, however, is not everyone's path. Becoming strictly self disciplined about daily spiritual practice, therapy, body purification, and other methods can often be equally successful. We have an innate responsibility to maintain our emotional wellness. It must be said that people who are highly empathic and spiritual often experience a subtle sadness in their lives that can't quite be shaken. If this can often take the form of self doubt and fearfulness toward life itself. For many, this is a result of seeing the harsh reality of the world and feeling an inability to relieve the suffering of everyone on earth. All beings deserve to be free from suffering, ourselves included. And it's enough to do the best we can to help alleviate suffering by coming to terms with our own traumas and hardships. We can more easily guide others in transforming their own. So, beautiful empath, whoever is listening to this message, you are being called to help others as you are helping yourself. You are on a journey of self discovery. You have soul contracts with God that you must fulfill. And so, the journey that you are on is a lot heavier because you are helping to clear collective energy, which is why it is important for you to trust in this destiny that everything is working out for you. It is challenging, it is hard, but you are an old soul. You have done this a many a lifetimes, and you are being called to step up to the plate and do it once again. You are here as a healer. You are here to transmute these energies, these fears, these karmic debts from past lifetimes. You are here to do such a big task. So please make sure that you are taking the time to love and nurture yourself. Self-care is highly essential right now at this time. Now, I would not suggest taking actual psychedelics. However, there are frequencies and guided meditations that you can listen to on YouTube. Now, I personally love Reiki Rachel. I often I play her Reiki sessions in the background, and often, many times, I combine her Reiki along with my Reiki just to really strengthen and amplify the energy so that when I doze off, the flow of Reiki is continuing to work on me for my highest good. There are also really great shaman videos on YouTube. Look through there and find shamanic drumming, and they also have shamanic psychedelic frequencies that you can listen to. If you are interested in booking a Reiki session with me, I am available to offer a distance healing session. If you are ready to dive deeper and to get some guidance and some clarity on your journey so that you can begin helping others and stepping into your role of being of service, I can just comment in the section and I will comment back. We will exchange information and I will point you in the direction of a wonderful coach that can get you through this very challenging time. Um, if you feel that you need other resources to talk to, please look into seeing a therapist so that you can manage your emotions at this time, so that you can stay in balance. Please take advantage of any type of meditation that you may find online or out in nature. I also suggest taking salt baths whenever possible. But empaths, you are not alone. You have so many angels and spirit guides surrounding you, and they are ready to step in whenever you need them. So, you are beautiful, loved, and blessed. Take care for now.